Miss Ying has more than 20 years Chinese language and culture teaching experience in diverse settings, including middle schools, high schools, and colleges in both the US and China. She is currently a teacher of Mandarin Chinese at Fremont Union High School District in Cupertino, California. Ms. Jin received her MA degree in Instructional Technologies from San Francisco State University and BA degree in Chinese Language and Culture and Literature from Peking University, China. Ms. Jin served as the president of class Chinese Language Association of Secondary Elementary Schools in 2019 and has been serving on class board since 2015. She currently serves on ACTFL American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Language Board. Ms. Jin has received 2018 Teacher of the Year from ACTFL, 2017 Teacher of the Year from SCOT, and 2016 Teacher of the Year from CFTA. Welcome, Ms. Jin. It's our great honor to have you here. So let's welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's such a pleasure to be here with you all. And I especially want to thank IFLTA or IFLTA. Sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce
IFLTA.
Indiana.
Yeah.
IFLTA, thank you.
Yeah.
Indiana Foreign Language Teachers Association. Thank you so much for your invitation. It's such an honor and pleasure to be here, with my friends and my colleagues. And I just saw in the chat, one teacher said, this is, I don't know, it's his or her very first, webinar training. Thank you so much for taking the time, after working whole day and, take the time to come and join us. I really want this to be a interactive, session so we can all learn together. And my presentation is going to be on, it's called leveraging technology to enhance language teaching. And I'm pretty sure, just like myself, all of us are overwhelmed in the past, 6 weeks or 7 weeks. My school is in the area which announced shelter in place, the first area announced shelter in place in California. So school was closed on March 13th. So it's like almost 2 months. We have been working really hard in this remote learning mode. And definitely technology plays such an important role in our teaching and students learning these days. And I have 3 goals for this session. Number 1 is let's focus on comprehending and explaining the CMAR model. And we'll have more information for you on that. And next one is describe the hallmarks of the 3 modes of communication. I think we're all familiar with that, but how do we connect 3 modes of communication with different technology tools? That's one of my goals for today. And definitely I'm going to share a few technology tools that I have been using and finding effective in my teaching practice. And I hope by the end you can apply at least one into your teaching classroom practice. Okay.
Jin Laoshi, can you turn on the live captions in Google Slides for those folks who have difficulty hearing? They should be towards the bottom, where there's like a little CC for.
Which one is that?
So when you go into present, it should be. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this?
So when you go into the presentation mode, there should be an option towards, it usually appears on the bottom of the screen, to do live captions in Google Slides.
Got it.
So if you go down and you see, And you click on the CC.
CC?
Yeah, that should be fine, the presets. Yeah, if you just click on the icon. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you. So talking about the CMAR model, and I have a very short video, so let's just watch it together. It's 2 minutes long. And
technology has the power to transform student learning. But what happens when it doesn't? What happens when that class set of iPads is nothing more than a class set of really expensive digital worksheets? The SAMR model tackles these issues with a focus on the intersection of technology and pedagogy. This model has 4 different layers, the first 2 focusing on enhancing the learning task, while the next 2 layers focus on actual transformation. With substitution, the technology acts as a direct substitute with no significant change. So a student typing an essay on a computer is merely swapping out paper for a laptop. With augmentation, the technology acts as a substitution with some functional improvement. So that same essay is now done on a Google document with the ability to have classmates leave comments on one another's work. With modification, technology allows for significant task redesign. So that same essay is now a blog post. Students are doing research online, editing on a shared document, and publishing to an authentic audience. It is no longer an essay. It is an article crafted for the world. With redefinition, the technology allows for new tasks that were previously inconceivable. So that same essay is now a multimedia package. Students are not only researching online, but connecting with experts through video conferencing. They are co-writing their posts with a digital blogging cohort from around the world. And they are producing not only a blog post, but also a corresponding podcast and an edited video. Notice that the higher up you move through the SAMR model, the more transformative the technology task becomes, both in terms of multimedia content creation and in terms of communication with the rest of the world.
Okay, and I hope the short video will help us to better understand the CMAR model. And so I think my message is, we're not just using a technology tool for the sake of using a technology tool. We really have to ask ourselves why we use this tool. What kind of impact we're going to have by using it. And let me just use another sample to share the idea of CMAR model. I think maybe not all of us, but a lot of us remember that many years ago, we only had landed phone at home, right? And if we wanted to, make a phone call, we had to go to that area, pick up the phone, and make the call. But later on, we started to have, phones like this. We could walk around instead of, standing next to a table where the phone was put. We could walk around, talk to people, but still we couldn't walk too far away. We still got stuck in a certain area to make the call. And then we started to have cell phone. That really gave us an opportunity to carry a phone to wherever we went, right? So that cordless phone was just a substitution of, a landed phone. But the cell phone is a augmentation of traditional phones, right? And of course, thanks to Apple, we started, and a lot of other companies, and eventually we start to use smartphone. So the cell phone is no longer just, to make phone calls. We can surf the internet. It can be a camera. It's a music player. Think about it. It's no longer just a phone. It has so many different functions. I remember I used to carry a camera and I think it's called MP3 player. and a lot of different devices, but now I only need my phone. And that's definitely a modification. And right now, I don't know, we have iPhone 10, 12. I stopped, following the trend. Think about, what about iPhone 30? We don't know what we can do with that phone, because really in another 10 or 20 years, I'm pretty sure we can use our cell phones to do a lot of new stuff. We cannot imagine, what the phone can do in 20 years. So that's the idea also applies to technology tools we use in our teaching, right? And Simmer model and Bloom's taxonomy also related. As you can see from this image, definitely when we go up along the Bloom's pyramid, on the left side, you see the Simmer model also gives you more functions, more tasks that can go with it. Okay, and my next slides will talk about 3 modes. I think we're all very familiar with that. I will just go through it very quickly. So for interpretive, it's interpretation when we listen, when we read. So we want to understand the message the author or speakers want to deliver, right? It's totally one-way communication. We do the interpretation part. So there is no back and forth exchange meaning there. It's one-way communication. And I really want to emphasize this. Interpretation is different from simply doing comprehension and translation. Why do I say that? Because we know we always can feel or sense or understand meanings behind words, right? So I think it's also a very big task for interpretation mode. That is to help our students not just understand the meaning of the words, but also the meaning behind the words. And yeah, I like what I just mentioned. Interpretive mode involves reading, listening, and of course, viewing. And authentic materials play totally a critical role in interpretive mode. So, oops. Okay, let me see. I skipped one slide. What's going on? Reload. Oops, what's going on here? Let's see. This is the slide I want to share with you all. Show anyway. Okay, and I'm pretty sure we all know Kahoot very well. Can you please type yes if you have ever tried Kahoot Jumbo? Can you please type in the chat section if you have ever tried Kahoot Jumbo? Kahoot Jumbo. So in the chat, can you please, I want to just get a quick idea how many of us have already tried Kahoot Jumbo. So just say yes. Okay, I see. Yeah, great. I see, a few teachers have already tried that. Okay, nice. Okay, so it used to be only available for Kahoot Premier users, but now good news is it's free for everybody. It's in I think Kahoot just opens its door to educators to use it, and we know Kahoot can be played on the internet, and also if you want to download an app, you can do Kahoot as well. And Kahoot Jumbo is a little different from regular Kahoot in terms of that the task is focusing on rearranging words based on either chronological or geographical order. So I will share some examples with you all. And it's just like unscramble a sentence, like what we used to do just in classroom on paper, but now you can do it on the internet. And it's a great way to use a lot of authentic materials, and definitely it can definitely help you to teach the language and culture and content and even more. So let's take a look of Kahoot. And I really want to invite all of you to play with me. Okay, so this is my Kahoot, and my Kahoot Jumbo is, bear with me. It's here. Okay, let's play. And we're going to, well, when you do that, again, you have an option. You can either do it live with your students, you know, in your classroom, online, or offline. You can also assign that as a homework, so students can play it at their own time. So let's do live together. And let's see. Okay, we're going to do the classic one-on-one. And I think, well, we're good. Okay, I want to do randomize. Okay, of answers. Okay, and that's it. Okay, welcome everyone. Wow. So many teachers are here. Great. Okay, and we will start, and feel free to join us because the code, the game pin code is here. And I'm going to paste the game, the pin code in the chat section in case you want to join later, okay? And ooh, oh my God, about 100 teachers here. And let's start, okay? And we have 13 questions in English. So here you have a picture, and I want you to name the activities this student, this boy does clockwise. So from here, clockwise. And what you do is to drag, you know, each block. Oh, okay. And of course, the first one, this is to sleep, right? And, you know, this is to eat, to wash. And so clockwise is like that. I know we just started, so I think we need to maybe, you know, get some time to understand how to play the game. So think about this activity. It's a really good interpretation activity, using images and relate the image or images with the words. And definitely, I think we can think about other themes or topics we can use, follow the same idea, right? Okay, and next one, ooh, uh-oh. It's okay, let's keep going. Second question is, to prepare this dish, and we're going to watch a video. Okay, so what are the steps? First, what do we need to do, and then what, and then what, and then what? Okay, think about, I think I mentioned authentic material. What if after teaching, say in immersion programs, we teach the water, different shapes of water, different forms of water, right? Can we show a video in, the target language and ask kids to identify, different forms? Or when we talk about grow of a bean, so also it goes through different stages. Watch a video, maybe kids can, by listening to the video, can understand the different steps and do it this way. Okay, and next one, something's not right. I don't know. Okay, that's fine. Chinese festivals in calendar order. I think it might be easier for Chinese teachers. Oh, okay. So I think if you are familiar with the Chinese culture, we know the lunar calendar starts from Chinese New Year, followed by the Lantern Festival, Dragon Boat Festival, and then the Moon Festival. Very good. And again, I think for other languages, you can also think about if it's in like a timeline, you can use the same activity to see if kids understand. Ooh, finally. Okay, great. Next one. Aha. Past tense, past perfect, present, and future. Oh, sorry, typo. Oh. Should be G-O-N-E, not G-O-N-G, sorry. Okay. So I said past, past perfect, present, and future. I think Chinese doesn't do conjugation really, but I know Spanish and French, we do conjugation, right? Italian, Russian. So this might be an idea for you to help you students to practice on conjugation. And, ooh, okay, next one. Aha, we have 4 American cities from east to west. This is geography. Oh yeah, so you compare the shapes with what you have on the screen. You have to look at the screen. Okay. Yeah. Right, thank you. Okay, and of course, this is from New York all the way to San Francisco. Great, thank you. Ooh, okay, let's keep going. Put the seasons in order. Oh, okay. And I have to say, I learned, I used this Kahoot in another training. And after that, I learned actually each culture has different ways to put seasons in order. This is the Chinese way. And I understand in America, we started winter, right? Winter, spring, summer, autumn. Well, culture right there. You can teach culture, right? And let's see, next one. Oh my God, okay. Next one is, aha, history. We're talking about history now. See how we're doing with history. This is American history. So think about if you are teaching any content related to history or timeline, you can definitely use this Kahoot Jumbo. And I think it used to be called Kahoot Jumbo, but now sometimes they also use the term puzzle. So it's pretty much the same. I think, yeah, that's what my understanding. Okay, let's see, next question. Next. I want you to describe this picture. So this is a typical unscrambled sentence, right? When students see words in random order, they have to rearrange those words to form a meaningful sentence. So now we do it on, on the virtual world instead of using paper to do it. Very good. And I see this can be done in all languages. And wow, next one. Aha. Let's do the American way, not the French way, please. Yay. Very good. And I know, again, different culture has different, way of the eating order. Okay, next one. Ooh. Again, rearrange the sentence, unscramble the word. Okay, yay, we got it, very nice. Okay, and I think we have maybe 2-3 questions to go. Aha, Cinderella. Yes, very good. Think about if we teach a story, we ask kids to read a story. And if we want to check their understanding, their interpretation, definitely this can be used, right? And 2 more questions. Making sushi. So this is actually the steps. I think in our teaching, food is always a popular unit. So when we teach that unit, sometimes we ask students to prepare dishes, to do a cooking show, that kind of thing. So, put different steps of making a certain dish. I think, can definitely be done on Kahoot Jumbo. And the last question. That's a perfect ending, right? We got 100%. Yes, it's California. It's where I'm from. Thank you all for playing. I think if we just, very quickly reflect on this Kahoot Jumbo, we realize that whatever activities involve timeline, order, steps, different stages, you can use Kahoot Jumbo. So I can think about one unit. If I start by teaching my students vocab words, I can use Kahoot Jumbo to check if they understand it, right? And then I move into sentences, from words to sentences. I can also use Kahoot Jumbo. Think about the examples we just did. And then eventually I can start to check like paragraph. If this is one paragraph, after they finish learning the words, the sentences, can they understand the message of the paragraph? So for different stage in language acquisition, you can find activities, related to Kahoot Jumbo. So I hope this helps and give you some ideas. And, so yeah. And Guan Laoshi, do we have any questions? Are we good? Okay. Let's continue. Okay.
So
thank you.
Just for the question, it would be better since we are almost 200. If you just use the raise hand icon, so either John May, Teresa, or myself could see if any of you want to ask something. Just use the hand icon, and we will see all the participants.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. So yeah, let's continue, and maybe we can also save a little time at the end to answer questions. And let's move from interpretive mode to interpersonal mode. Okay. And okay, interpersonal. I think for a lot of us, we feel like interpersonal is hard. And why? Because the nature of this communication mode. And first of all, it's active negotiation of meaning among individuals. So it's one person cannot do interpersonal. It involves at least two people, maybe more, right? So that's why it's hard. And number one, and when we do interpersonal communication, we really need to, step one is to, listen and observe and really pay attention to what my partner or partners try to say. And then I need to process the information, the message, and, immediately, right away, non-rehearsed, give my response. That is hard. It actually involves kind of interpretation and then presentation. Put together is interpersonal, right? And also, sometimes we need to make adjustments and clarifications. Those are hard, and kids need to practice to learn how to do adjustments and clarifications. And for interpersonal, of course, we usually we used to do only interpersonal speaking, but now because of different technology tools, interpersonal writing is available, like text messaging or exchanging messages online. Yeah, those are interpersonal. And of course, I want to share one technology tool that I have been using for interpersonal activities, and that is Padlet. Just like Kahoot, Padlet can be done both on the web and using an app. You can download the app. And there are several good things I like about Padlet. Number one, you're going to see a timestamps. So you can tell when this student did the work. I think that really, for teachers, that helps. We need to know when he or she delivered, right? And after students do a chat, interpersonal chat online, I think teachers can export and print it out, save a copy. That's evidence, right? We can have, save evidence. And Padlet provides multiple templates to use. So that also helps a lot. And if you want to do a free account, you can set up to 3 chat rooms. It's called, Padlet, right? You can do 3. But for pro account, I think you can do much, much, much more. And for pro account is $12 per month. Or if you want to pay like the annual fee, it's $96. They don't give, free account for, many Padlets now, but they give you 30-day free trial. Another good thing I like is when you go to Padlet, you have so many different options. If you can take a look at the screenshot on the right side, you can upload files. You can, get a link there, and you can actually record. You can take a picture. All of those. It really, the variety is amazing. So let's take a look at what I do with my students. So this is my homepage for Padlet, and I have one saved specifically for today's webinar. And I'm going to, this is what it looks like, okay. And I give 4 prompts. The first one is name 3 facts about the pandemic. And second is share your feeling about the pandemic. And the third one is anything positive about the pandemic. And the last one is suggestions on how to survive the pandemic. And I got inspired by activities shared by, I don't remember whom, but talking about 6 hats. It's a method of doing discussion. And they're saying there were 6 different angles or ways to involve students in discussion, facts, and feeling about, an event or incident, and positive side and negative side about the same event, and suggestions, and then conclusion. I think today I'm going to just focus on these 4. And I also want to show you what you can do. I just do a demo very quickly. Say if I have all these questions, and it looks very similar to this, right? If you want to add a file or recording, just simply click on the plus sign. So if I click on the plus sign, you see the 3 little dots, and you click. That's where you get different options. Say, if I have a question talking about share your feeling about learning from home, and one student wants to just talk, just tell me how he or she feels. And what you can do is click on voice, and here just click on this. 我觉得在家里上课有些无聊，因为我见不到我的老师和同学们。我很想我的学校。Okay, and And then you can do playback and save. You can play back. If you think it's good, you can save. Okay. Okay, so now my recording is here. How am I going to ask my students to do? So I give each student one prompt. Say, you are going to talk about your feeling. And the next student, you're going to talk about the positive side of this. Next one is going to talk about the facts. So they will record, you know, their sentences, their ideas here. And if I am the student to talk about the facts, after I finish my job, my task, my next job is to go move on to another question, another prompt. Listen to what my classmate said there. And if I listen to this recording, I was like, okay, I need to make a comment. You can do, oops, hold on. You can do a comment here. Well, where is that? See, you can start to do a comment here. In a way, because of the timestamp, I'm going to know when it was recorded, when it was put in there. I need students to listen and give an instant response. In that way, I think, because we're not physically in one classroom, so doing interpersonal communication is extremely hard. We have to rely on technology tools. Of course, I can schedule different breakout rooms on Zoom for students to talk. But for me, how to capture their talk is hard. I have to, you know, jump from one room to another. Sometimes I cannot get what, you know, they're talking. So I think use this way, they can just leave their feedback, their response here on this website. And why don't we give that a try? And I'm going to just explain one more time. When you join my Padlet here, I need you to do two things. Number one, pick any among the 4 prompts. Pick anyone and do a recording. And then after you finish your recording, go to a different prompt. Listen to one of the recordings there and type your feedback or response to that recording. So 2 tasks. And the way to share is really easy. I can copy the link or I can just use the QR code. Either one is fine. I'm going to copy the link in the chat. So you can come over here and give it a try. So come to my Padlet, pick one prompt, discussion prompt, do a recording, and then move to a different prompt and type out your response to, you know, one of the recordings for the second prompt. Okay, let's give it a try, please. Okay. And questions. Yes, thank you, Guan Lao Shi. I believe, yes, the one of the questions here is the recording feature in Padlet a free function? I believe so. I think so. You don't need to register your name. Of course, when you do Padlet with your students, you want them to use their real name, right? But, you know, for us, I just want you to experience this, you know, function. So it doesn't matter. You can be anonymous. It's totally fine. Oh, really? Voice recording is not supported by phone. Oh, sorry, I didn't know that. The QR code. Okay, so here is the QR code. Oh, wow. Thank you for letting me know. And are you using the app to do it. Let me see. And I have my Padlet. Okay, so yeah, let's do it for another maybe 3 minutes. Oh, okay, let's see. I see, okay. And okay, if I want to record that, what does it say? It says record audio from your microphone. So maybe you're right. Maybe this is only for computer. Okay. So look at what we get here. This is great. Okay. So very good. So I want to, maybe we can listen to this very quickly, only 6 seconds.
I am spending more time with family and I have more time to read books.
Very good. And then I think I can add a comment here. After I listen, I can say, oh, 我也是. Or I can say, oh, me too. I think another positive side is we now have time to work on our hobbies. I don't know, just things like that. So I think it's very close to real life interpersonal. Of course, it's not physically face-to-face talk, but it's a way to negotiate meaning, to understand other people's ideas and share your own opinions and ideas, right? Okay, and so just give you an idea. But for me, definitely, I think interpersonal is very challenging for remote learning. And I'm also trying to learn from our world language teacher community. Let's share ideas, what we do, and for interpersonal communication. Okay, great. Thank you all for participating. And so the last part is, of course, presentational. And I think some of you might have already heard, me presenting the tool, Story Jumper, okay? And of course, for presentational, it's one-way communication. We give students an opportunity to use the language to create messages or, a narration using the language they have already acquired. And of course, presentational writing and presentational speaking are the two, I would say the only two forms for presentational communication. And so the tool, okay. And the tool I'm going to talk about regarding presentational communication is called Story Jumper. And number one, good news, is free. And number two, bad news, it's web only. And actually, it works well with Chrome browser. And what I like about it is you can add text and you can add props, scenes, photos, voice, and sound effects. You can add a lot of things to create a story. And students can definitely showcase their creativity. And on this tool, you can use both presentational speaking and presentational writing. And the beauty of it is you can have real-time collaboration. And book publishing is available after students, create their book. And I actually got a chance to communicate with the founder / CEO of Story Jumper. And he sent me this video. He said, make sure to share this with your webinar participants. This is something new. So let's watch. Oops. Oh my God, where is it? publishing, talking about after you create.
One of the really nice features of StoryJumper books is that after you publish it, you can scan the QR code inside of it and listen to the published book. First, just open your book and turn to page 1. Next, scan the QR code or go to the link provided. Then all you have to do is press play and enjoy the narration.
King Limelot was in trouble. His tiny, once happy kingdom.
Because in my last webinar, when I talk about StoryJumper, I did get questions asking about publishing the book. So I think it's a good news. And we used to think books only for reading, but now with that feature, I think our students can create their own book and reading the words and listening to the sentences as well. So it's really a beautiful tool. And I think I'm going to just show you very quickly what we can do with this tool. Number one is, of course, if you are a Google school, you can, when you set up the class or edit the class, you can turn on this. And if you turn on that, as you can see, you can import your students from Google Classroom. It's very easy, just a click. You can just, getting all your students on StoryJumper class. And, but if you are not a Google school, you have 2 options. Do you see add students here? You have 2 options. Number one is to share the link with your students, but also give them the password. And number 2 is you have to add students by using their email. So this Excel file will help you to import students faster, but you need to create an Excel with their first name, last name, email, etc., etc. And what if I have my students in my class already? You can choose a template book or a group book. I'm going to use the template book to show you what to do. What is a template book? Template book is what you create as a teacher, you create, and you're going to share the template with your students, and your students can follow your template to create their books. So for instance, say if I click on this, when I say edit, I can go to first page to create a name. I can just say it's a, okay. And you can change the color and you can change the pattern. What if I like this color? Oh my God, it's too, let me use a different one. Okay, and I want to change the pattern from this to this. You can play with it, okay? And after that, next page is, this book is dedicated to, you can leave a message here. And when you come to this page, these on the left, these 4 drop-down menus are very critical. Number one, if you do a book, especially we are language teachers, text, words, language is very important. And I can just choose a frame. For instance, I like this one. I can just, click, it will appear on the page and I can start to type. How about hello? And of course, here you can, make a bigger size. You can change the font. You can change the color. And you can do, different things like this. And this frame can be resized, And you use this little hand, you can move it. Okay, so text, this is how you do text. And I think a year ago, at least a year ago, this tool couldn't do Japanese and Chinese. That's why I didn't use it. But recently, a colleague told me we can do Asian languages here. And next, if we are doing a story, we need a a scene, right? So I can choose. What if I want to see a farm? I can use the search function. It will give me 2 farms, 2 built-in farms scene. And as you can see, there are some popular topics here you can definitely use, right? Okay, this is the one I want. And after I click, it shows up on the top. And I click again, it shows here. And of course, you can search, you have more scenes here you can do. Okay. After that, I need some props. What if on my farm I have a cat, I have 2 dogs? I can just simply click and I can, of course, this dog is big, this cat is really small. I can resize. And what about people? What if I want a, I don't know, let's do a farmer. Ooh, look, they have farmers here available. Okay, I'll put farmer here and I click, it shows up here. It's here, my farmer is here. Okay, and another beautiful thing about this tool is you can design your own character. You know, you can pick skin tone, hair, eyes, you choose it. And definitely facial, even facial hair, mouth, you decide. You can definitely create your own characters. And one more thing is let's talk about photos. You can search photos and it's the farm and I think I need maybe a tree. Oops, no trees. Oh my God, so many different trees. Okay, and I like this tree. And I need to decide if I want that photo to be a scene or a prop. What if I want to be a scene? Okay, so, and I only need part of it. Okay, I will say yes. So it's here, and I can put it here as a scene. Okay, and what if none of the photos available can fit me? I don't like any of those. Okay, for photos, you have an option to add your own photos. So I can just, maybe draw something and then just, drag or upload it from my computer, right? And one thing I did with my students is this. Oh, one more thing. Do you see at the bottom, the default, they usually give you 15, 16 pages. And you can simply say, this is my page. You can simply duplicate. So now you have 2, you have 3. Or if I don't like this page, I can delete. Okay, or I can add page. There are different things you can do. And one thing we really need to talk about is add voice. Because, we were talking about for presentational mode, we have speaking and writing. So speaking, and I can add voice here and I can record. This is my farm. On my farm, I have 2 dogs and 1 cat. My dogs are very friendly and my cat is very cute. How long can you record? I think I tried for 2 minutes. It's still okay. I don't know how long. And I think for our students, talking 2-3 minutes is pretty good. Okay, so now this is my voice. This is my farm. Oh, okay. What if here I want to add some music? So for farm, I'm going to do I don't know. Let's do a playground music starting from here. Okay, let's do it again. On my farm, I have 2 dogs. Can you hear the background music there? Yes. And what if when I talk about my dogs and cats, I want to add some sound effects. I know I have cat. Okay, how about dog? Oh, okay, I have dog. So let's do it again. This is my farm. On my farm, I have 2 dogs and 1 cat. My dogs are very friendly and my cat is very cute. And then you can save. It's very easy, but think about a tool that can really have presentational writing and presentational speaking, and you can do collaboration. I don't really think I will be able to do it now because I need my students in the classroom. Right now, let me show you. It's also auto saved, so you don't need to worry about losing it. So for me, let me see. Okay, because right now in this class, I'm the only one, so I cannot do collaboration. And if say, just maybe we can do it very quickly. I need maybe a few volunteers to join the class so I can show you how to do the collaboration. But please, please, please keep in mind, if you use your teacher school email account to join my class, you will be a student. You cannot set up your own teacher account. So use your personal account to join my class. And after this webinar, I will just delete the class. So you will be free. Is that okay? Let's give that a try. And so let me, hold on. Let me add, this is a little slow here. My computer is a little slow here. Okay, it's loading. Oops. Okay. And I'm not a Google Classroom, so I can share this link with you. But keep in mind, you will need the password IFLTA, which is our Indiana Association. So use this as your password to join the class. Well, if I can have maybe a few of you to join, I can show you how to do the collaboration part. Okay, thank you. And let me go back to my class. Do I have anybody right now? Okay. Okay. Yes, this is free. This story jumper is free. The link is in the chat. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Hold on. I did it wrong. I'm sorry. Guan Laoshi, can you help me, please? And I'm going to give you the link. Sorry. And I don't know. Oh, there we are. Okay, here is the link. And please use, this is the password. This is the password. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is the password. Okay. Okay, let me go back. We just talked about how to add text, images and sound, voice on Story Jumper. And let's take a look at the group book. This is where I'm going to invite people to collaborate. And let me see, hold on. I still need to go back and see who are in the class now. Hold on, sorry. Okay, so in my class, oh, I have 9 people already, yay. Okay, let me just do this. I come back here And when I say collaboration, I need to do, but then, like what I said, if you use your school account, later on when you want to set up your own, class, it will be hard. I can delete, your account, but let's hope it won't cause some problem. Okay, let's see. Now I can add. Okay, ooh, I can add. And let's do again, Cheryl. You need to know the email. For us, we know our students' name very well, right? So let's add a couple of more. Okay, and ooh, okay, let's do that. Oh my God. Okay, okay. I appreciate all of you being willing to participate, but let's just do a demo very quickly. Okay, so now I have I'm on this book along with a lot of other people, right? So tell me if you can see this book by pick a page. Any page is fine. You have to click on edit. So for those of you who just joined my classroom, click on edit. Yeah, okay. Yes, very good. So now I think Cheryl is on this book now. And anyone else, please, can you find the book? Oh, I'm sorry. I think it's called, let me give the book a name so it's easier for you to find. Hold on. Let me find the book. Okay, so let's just call that group book. So after you log in, look for group book. Okay. Yay, group book. And that, after you find the group book, click on edit. Okay, so I have 2 people join the book already. Oh, 3, good. More people are here. Yes, Tracy, welcome. Okay, so randomly pick a page. So maybe Tracy, you can do page 8. Yes, anything. Cheryl, you can do page 3. Xingmei, you can do page 5. And on that page, can you please type anything? So we know you are on that page. Yeah, or should I invite more people to be here? Okay, we do, okay. Yeah, see, now I can tell Xingmei is working on this page, right? And Tracy is working on that page. So you can definitely share the book with a group of students. 2 is fine as long as you create. If I have a class of 20 students, I create 10 books and ask 2 students to share 1 book. Yes, and or it can be a group project. 4 students share a book. Give them a task. We need you to create a book talking about this. Here is the theme. Here are the language requirement, and you guys can work on 1 project. In the physical classroom, I think it's much easier. We can just say 4 of you sit together, work on this. But now we're all working remotely, and we need a tool to help people work together to collaborate. And I just find this Story Jumper is a very good tool I want to recommend. Okay, and I'm really sorry, I think I passed the time a little bit, but well, do we have any questions?
I believe there are 2 questions on the chat, and Teresa and Chame, if you can help me with people from the audience if they raise their hands. So one of the questions would be if this is similar to Book Creator.
Okay, what is the question?
if a Story Jumper is similar to Book Creator?
Oh, okay. Okay. I used to use Book Creator. Before Story Jumper, I was using Book Creator for many years. I love it. It's really good. It also has a lot of good functions. And I think what made me decide to switch to Story Jumper, number one is I really like those built-in, background or sound effects. That part I like. And also the collaboration. And help me, maybe Book Creator has a new function. Is it possible for students to work on one book when they are on Book Creator? I'm not sure. So this collaborate function really, made me to decide to switch. Did I answer the question?
Yeah, I think there's another question. One
Okay.
teacher asked, can you tell who collaborated on work parts? Can you tell, who collaborated
Okay.
on work parts? Yeah.
Do you see if I move here, slide number 3? I have the name here, Cheryl Wang.
Oh.
Right? And if it's 5, it's Xingmei Huang. So when they are all live, I can tell. But if this is like a finished book, I won't be able to tell. So what I did with my students was this. I asked them to record, add voice. So for instance, Xingmei will record a message about the page she created. And I told my students at the beginning of your recording, make sure to say who you are. So I know it was your word. Yeah.
So keep the record.
Right. Yeah, like
document
on this one. Yeah. Okay.
Any other question?
There's one more question in the chats. So can you share how you organize a group project? Do they start first on discussion or writing in a Google document and then move into Story Jumper? What does that process look like?
I think it depends. For my novice students, I think their task is comparatively easier. So I will just say, create a book about your family. And each of you will in charge of one page talking about one family member. I don't really think they need that many steps. But if it's a novice high or intermediate level class, definitely brainstorming and planning definitely necessary. So sometimes I just put them in a breakout room. So say you guys figure out what to do and then move to Story Jumper.
So there is another one. Does it any time limitation to record each page?
Like what I said, I try to record for 2 minutes. It's still going on. I didn't get cut. So I just assume 2-3 minutes should be fine. That's a good question. I will make sure to ask Story Jumper. I think usually for our students, talking nonstop for 2-3 minutes, that's pretty good.
We have 2 questions about once you published the Story Jumper, what does it look like? And when you save the project, can you then publish it online?
Okay, so I'm going to save and exit. Okay, thank you for all of you who participate. Okay, as you can see, like what I said, this is free. How does the company make money? Because if you want to publish, you have to pay.
Oh.
And yeah, and if you want to share, as you can see, you can share, make it public, but I don't really think you can download in PDF. No, I don't think you can do that. And remember in the video, we saw a little girl holding a book. That was like, she created that book and the book was published. So you can choose to pay to get a physical printed book. but you have to pay.
So you buy the book.
Exactly. So the creation part is free. To be honest with you, I haven't bought any books yet. So I just have my students, practice, create online, but I stop there. Oh, I saw another good question here. Can students collaborate on creating the book after class? Yes, they can. As long as they join my class and I do the collaborate part on the one book, like say if we back, now my book is private, okay? And remember when we come here, this group book, and right now I have, this is a very good question. Say, as long as you're part of the collaboration team, these people can always come back. Even though I'm not online, you can always come back to your School Jumper account and find this book and keep on working. You'll find, that's fine. Okay.
So this could be homework.
Exactly. Actually, I did it as homework for my students. Yeah. And I see one more question here. Each student can create their own book, right? Oh yeah. Remember when I started to show you, in my webinar class, in this class, when I started, I don't know if you paid attention, I had only 2 books here. But now it's 9. Why? Because I know more people create their individual books. This is great. As I can see, you guys are having a lot of fun. Yes. So basically, template book is for teacher to create and share the template with the students. And group book is for group project. But for students who join, all these people who join this class, you can create your individual book. So as teachers, we can assign individual project to students. We can do that. So we can assign group projects. We can assign individual projects. Both are good.
We have, I think, with the last question, it's if a student, as far as I could understand, if a student could erase accidentally the page from another one.
I think so. Yes, that's I think a thing you really need to remind your students to be careful not to do it. Actually, this might be a suggestion I can send to Story Jumper. Don't do that, right? Yeah, especially we're talking about maybe young kids. Anything can happen. So I will make sure to talk with them. Okay, it's thank you. It's such a pleasure to have this opportunity, talking, sharing, collaborating with all of you. Again, I want to thank Indiana Foreign Language Teachers Association, Israel, Guan Laoshi, Teresa, and thank you all of you, to participate in this webinar. And I look forward to having opportunities working with you in the future, and your feedback is greatly appreciated. Thank you. 谢谢.
Thank you.